Hi guys, welcome back to Books and You. Today I woke up and I was like, I want to buy more books. It's a thought that I have every now and then, but like today I was like, no, we're not gonna get new books. We're gonna finish reading the books that I already have that I have not read. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go through all my physical TBR and decide if we want to read them, if we want to, give them away, and possibly convince myself to read these books so that I can get new books. Okay, so I went ahead and took out all the books from my shelf, and I've had them piled into 3 sections. First one, the stack of shame. I'll explain shortly. And then I have rest of my TBR, and then I have the books that I don't want to keep. I might sell them or exchange them for new books. So without further ado, first we have the stack of shame. Right now, people on TikTok are bringing out the stack of shame. From what I understand, it's the books that you have in your physical TBR that you've been really wanting to read, but you haven't read them yet. Okay. So first off, we have Six of Crows. As someone who's been on Bookstagram and BookTok for so long and is very easily influenced, I somehow haven't read this one. I know I like it. That's the thing about it. I know I love it, but maybe I'm just too scared to get into the fandom. You know what I mean? But soon, I'm gonna start reading the series. Then we have Tempest of Tea. I love the first 2 books of Hafsa Faisal, but I've read 50 pages of this book. Okay, like I've read the first 50 pages like 3 times, but that's it. I have not read the rest of them. Maybe I'm just too scared. Maybe I'm like, what if I don't like this? Soon. Then we have Jazz by Toni Morrison. I've read another book by Toni Morrison and I really liked it. I don't know why I haven't gone to reading Jazz yet. And I really want to read Beloved too, but yeah. Almond. Maybe I'm just scared to get into these books. Soon. Pride and Prejudice. As a fan of Jane Austen, as a fan of the Pride and Prejudice movie, this is really meant to be in the Shame stack of shame. Especially when I have such a beautiful copy of this book. So, The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. I love Arundhati Roy. I've heard her speak a lot of times and I love her brain. I just don't know why I have not gone through this book yet. Maybe because it's like big, but it's not even that big. Yeah, anyways, that was my stack of shame. I am ashamed. I will read them soon. Next up, we have the rest of my books from my TBR. I'm gonna go through them really quick. All My Sons by Arthur Miller. Wonder. Zobra the Greek. Happening. Slaughterhouse 5. Breasts and Eggs. Catching Fire. I'm gonna binge read the series soon. A Monster Calls. The Fall. She and Her Cat. This book, I think I'm gonna keep it for once I have this is gonna be like my filler read. One of those, when you read a heavy book and you need something light. Yeah, that's what I keep this for. And I have Snows of Kilimanjaro. Guilty by the Reason of Insanity. This sounds really intriguing. Like I want to get into this soon. When We Were Orphans by Kazuo Ishiguro. I love Ishiguro's writing. Like I've read Never Let Me Go, Clara and the Sun, and after both the books, I stared at the wall for like 3 days straight. It's just like I do not know how else to explain his writing and his books. Christopher Banks has become the country's most celebrated detective. His case is the talk of London society, yet one unsolved crime has always haunted him: the mysterious disappearance of his parents in old Shanghai when he was a small boy. Moving between interwar London and Shanghai when we were orphans is a remarkable story of memory, intrigue, and the need to return. That sounds kind of interesting. Why have I never gotten to it? And then, Howl's Moving Castle. I know the story. This is just for, like, for the funsies. Now we have the books that I no longer that I don't really want to keep. The Wolf Den. I tried reading this. Okay, it's such a pretty book. Who wouldn't want this on the shelf? Like, it looks so good. It looks gorgeous, honestly. I tried reading it a bajillion times. I just cannot get through it. It's a new copy as well, so I might sell it and then use that money to buy something that I would actually read. I do not know why I didn't sell it any sooner. Like, I was just dumb at that time. It was like the very first books that I've read. And then I read this, Layla. Okay. I was like, okay, every single time I'm gonna encounter a red flag, I'm just gonna mark it. And every other page from I've had a red flag to mark. Like, after first 2 chapters, I was like, you know what? Why do I bother reading this? I'm gonna sell them for really good money and get them to buy new books that I really like. And then we have The Handman. I've read this book, but maybe it's part of a series. I just didn't really understand what was going on. It's not something that I would usually read or would read ever. So I'm gonna give it to someone who would actually read it. Even this one, Watermelon, A Fish, and a Bible. I might give it to someone who would actually read it rather than me keep it, And that is all of my physical TBR. I have decided. I have 19 books. So that makes it that I think out of the 94 books that I own, I have 19 physical copies that I have not read, which is not bad of a proportion. Like, I've seen people who have like 300 books and have not read 200 of those. So it's not that bad. But still, I have to read them. And every time I finish 5 books out of this TBR, I'm gonna gift myself 1 book. That's how I'm gonna convince myself to read these books. At first I thought I'd like set up those, pick a number and read that book. But then I realized I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep picking until I want the book that I want to read, because I'm a mood reader. So why waste time and just like pick the book that I want to read? So that was all of my physical TBR. So tell me, how many books do you have in your physical TBR, and how do you manage on finishing them? So until the next video.